On the morning of the 7th of December, 1941, at 7:48 a.m. local time, 177 aircraft of the Imperial Japanese Navy attacked the United States Naval base at Pearl Harbor on the island of Oahu, Hawaii. Their intention was to destroy and damage as much of the U.S. Pacific Fleet as possible before it could respond to Japanese operations taking place on the same day against British, Dutch, and U.S. territories in Southeast Asia. This first attack wave began bombing the hangars and parked aircraft of the island's airfields, while at the same time launching torpedoes against the U.S. warships moored in the harbor. In the first 5 minutes of the attack, 4 battleships were hit, including the USS Oklahoma and the USS Arizona. Minutes later, the Arizona exploded after a bomb hit its gunpowder stores, sinking the ship and killing 1,177 of its crew. This devastating attack was followed an hour later by a second wave of 163 Japanese aircraft. Within 2 hours, 21 U.S. warships had been sunk or damaged, 188 aircraft destroyed, and 2,403 American servicemen and women killed. Many of these ships were repaired and fought in later battles, and crucially, all 3 of the Pacific Fleet's aircraft carriers were not at Pearl Harbor during the attack and so escaped damage. They were to prove vital in the coming Pacific campaign. Although the attack was a complete surprise, many American servicemen were able to fight back. Doris Dory Miller, a messman 3rd class, was on board the USS West Virginia when it was hit by torpedoes. He rushed to report for duty. Miller helped move the wounded captain to safety and then operated a Browning .50 caliber anti-aircraft machine gun, which he fired until out of ammunition. As the ship sank, Miller also helped move wounded sailors to the upper deck, saving countless lives. In May of the following year, he was awarded the Navy Cross, the Navy's 3rd highest award for gallantry. Some U.S. airmen were even able to get their aircraft into the sky while their runways were under attack. Second Lieutenants Kenneth M. Taylor and George Wilch had been sleeping after a late-night Christmas party when they heard explosions and machine gun fire. Still wearing their tuxedos from the night before, they raced to their waiting aircraft. Together they shot down 7 Japanese aircraft and were both awarded the Distinguished Service Cross, the 2nd highest award for gallantry in the U.S. Army Air Corps at the time. Before the attack on Pearl Harbor, the United States had been supporting Allied forces with weapons and supplies under the Lend-Lease Agreement, but many in the country were reluctant to enter the war. The day after the attack, President Franklin D. Roosevelt delivered a speech to the United States Congress urging for a formal declaration of war against Japan. War was declared an hour later, bringing the United States into the Second World War and unifying the country behind the war effort. Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor is infamous, but what led to that decision? Why did the Japanese attack the USA? The answer is oil.